Hello, howdy. Welcome to the Trophy Room pre-show. I'm your host, Joseph. Alongside me, the greatest co-host, whoever will be, Mr. Kyle Stevenson. You've had a rough week. How are you?
Eh,
I mean,
you
honestly, with the week you've had, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it. I'll work. That's
By
what
the way,
I like to call
I
effort.
need a Zencaster link, please.
Oh yeah. I'm putting the link in
Okay.
in Discord right now. Of like, hey, we're streaming the show, right? Meow.
Hey, chat, be cool. You're gonna see Discord things.
Uh-oh.
I'll be quick.
Oh no. Right. Meow. I can't do a Super Troopers reference in the tweet. That would be unbecoming.
Right, meow?
Right, meow.
Why would it be unbecoming?
It's just not fancy or professional.
Oh, really? Why am I coming in slow?
Yeah, you are. See, I told you. I wouldn't lead you astray.
But then you said I was fine.
Oh, because I raised you up on my end.
Oh.
Oh, is it something with the red box? Remember last time you...
I haven't touched it.
Okay.
I'm full volume on OBS. I haven't touched that.
Coming in a bit louder.
I'm in mono.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me just raise it up on the box again. Let me keep going. No,
Hey,
that's way too... That's at max volume. I don't know. Oh, that's too much. That's too much. I saw that. My bad, everybody. I saw
No.
Hello.
The Human Torch was denied a bank loan.
The Human Torch. PlayStation is dead at the age of
43.
Is it 43?
Via cocaine overdose.
No. It was 96.
Mm-hmm.
37.
There you go.
What killed it? The PlayStation
Xbox
showcase.
Xbox. Because they showed Fable. And it's all Xbox ever needed to do was just to show Fable. And not prove that they know how to, publish stuff. That's all they needed was Fable. Did we say Fable yet? Because it's Fable.
Fable.
Did your Go XLR not come in? Because it should have came in.
It did.
Oh, okay.
I had issues with that earlier, so that's why I'm still using the red box.
What's the issue?
The app wouldn't recognize the new one.
Huh.
So I have to uninstall it and reinstall it. I just
Reinstall it.
haven't gotten a chance to do that yet.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Have they done the second part already? I thought they were still on probation for that.
Second part for what?
What are we on probation for? What's up, Sean?
Oh,
Good
is
to see you,
GDQ
gents.
happening right now?
Oh, game's done quick.
Oh,
Roger,
sweet.
what's up? We got some new people in the chat. Hey, hi. How are you, everybody? Welcome, man. Make sure you hit that like button, you hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, get notified, all that goodness. As we find out why Kyle's coming in a little soft.
Yeah, am I better? I see.
You sound a little better on my
too
end.
quiet again. Hee, just a smidge.
Let me see.
I mean, I could just be talking really low.
Maybe.
That could be it. I'll try to get louder.
26. All right. And then gonna invite you here. Oh yeah, Zencaster link through Twitter, correct?
Oh yeah, that'd be better.
Yeah, y'all. So real talk. I gotta be real with y'all. I'm a little out of it. Because I cried 6 times toward Ted Lasso and my head is exploding. I got a real bad headache. Real
I cried
bad.
from panic attacks today. Happy last day of Mental Health Awareness Month.
Yeah.
Hey boy.
Hey, boy.
You said you sent it?
I just did, yes. Lasso was so good, you guys. What a terrific finale. What a terrific show. Like let's just get real. That is probably one of the best shows ever made. I might break something because I'm setting up OBS right now. Yes, sir. On my end to record my audio. So let's just make sure I don't explode.
Oh, no. Okay, my line's moving in Zencaster. We're good.
Right.
What was I going to say? I lost it. Any for Stingray and I always am afraid to say this username, so I don't want to mess it up. Skinsy? Is it Skinsy?
Sean McKenzie?
Is that Mackenzie? Oh, okay.
Right.
Has GDQ had a Souls run yet? I always love people doing Souls runs. Just to see how they break the game. Also, I'm very excited that RKG is doing. They finally announced Elden Ring. Their Elden Ring playthrough is happening in July.
Ooh.
So that makes me extremely happy. Thinking about maybe hopping back into Elden Ring.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Getting that PS4 plat?
No.
Come on.
I don't have the PS4 copy.
But you just download the PS4 version. You got the PS5 version, you got the PS4 version.
Even if I have it physically?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
Yeah, just download PS4 version.
If only it worked the other way around.
Or maybe that's another reason why digital's better than physical. Nope. You can just get over this.
Nope.
Hump. Did you start the did you write up the intro?
Nope.
How about you do that, bud? All right. I like that this is what I'm going to be working with tonight. This is going to be great. Kyle, what's your thoughts on this? We're all going to die one day. All right, that's great. Anyway, how do you feel about Ratchet coming to PC? All good. We are is dust in the fucking wind, Joe.
I don't even know what we're talking about.
Oh, God damn it. I got it. I had a feeling this would be the case. Think of 5 predictions.
No, I have it. You
oh, yeah,
me that. I have that.
Okay, good. And the rest is fun.
And by I have that, I'll whip some up in the moment.
Okay, cool. Hey, do you mind reading the Patreon note list this week?
Oh, I also got a explicit message.
Explicit?
To make sure Winter Gamer is a part of the Patreon write-up or shout out this week.
Thank you. Winter, where did I put Winter Gamer?
I don't know. He just said make sure my name is red.
Oh. Oh, he's the one that changed his name. Then you're reading the picture. I refuse. I refuse. No, now it's off. No, now I refuse.
I
You
don't
can
know
read
what's
it.
happening.
You'll read it and you'll understand it.
Oh, okay.
All right. I refuse because I refuse.
Oh, and then we're doing that. Okay.
Refuse. Oh, here's my lights going off here. I don't know why I'm doing this. Just out of habit. Oh, Kyle, question. I just wanted to make sure it was good with you before we say anything on the show. Next week is Game Fest, Summer Games Fest week, right? Are we reacting to that live?
I would like to.
Okay, cool. So would you like to record the episode one day late on Thursday instead of Wednesday so we could react to the event? And then we do the same thing we did with the PlayStation Showcase where we we come back 2 hours afterwards and we talk about it on the pod. Or else we have no news next week. Because everybody's holding their guns for...
I'm fine with doing the show on Thursday.
Okay.
Wait.
But you do have 6-1, correct?
I have 6-1 and also Devolver is Thursday.
Revolver's at 3 p.m., I believe.
And so is Day of the Devs. So it goes Game Fest, Day of the Devs, then Devolver. And those are... I want to watch those.
Okay. Oh, then we'll come back much later. It's fine.
Yeah, but then 6-1 as well. And Mike's at SGF, so I have to
Jesus
host.
Christ. Okay.
I'll figure it out.
So then,
I'll figure it out.
Yeah. So afterwards, it doesn't. When we record that one, it doesn't have to be live either, because then it'd be like.
You'll get our live thoughts here, everybody. Calm
Cool.
down. Everyone, calm down.
Yo, Dustin, thank you. Confession time. Joe has mentioned my name in Patreon, but I haven't been for a month and a half. But I'll resub next week. Love you guys, Dustin. Thank you for being a cool dude.
We just bullied him into confessing to be, and then becoming a patron.
That's right. If
you say your name enough times in the Patreon supporters, and you're not a patron, eventually you'll be like, all right, they're giving me some free promotion.
Okay, I feel guilty now. Now, you know what it is? We've been just so busy the past 2 months. Like, I literally just had to reorganize the entire list, so I probably got a lot of it wrong still. But yeah, thank you guys.
Mackenzie, Elden Ring speedrun Saturday night.
Oh, let's go.
Ooh.
All right, Kyle, I'm ready. I'm ready to start the show. You ready to start the show?
Yeah.
All right.
All right, here we go. See you in a bit, everybody.
Oh, wait, no longer greatness has arrived. Welcome to episode 326 of The Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast made by the players for the players. I'm your host, Joseph, aka Mr. Badbit, and it is here where me and my best friend Kyle talk about the latest, the greatest in all things PlayStation. Of course, this week, we talk about the PlayStation Showcase. PlayStation Showcase announcements, our Summer Games Fest predictions, PlayStation numbers and graphs, and so much more as we do it live each and every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on youtube.com/PS Trophy Room, or you're listening to it in your car this Thursday. Look at that. Ooh-wee. Alongside me, the greatest co-host, whoever is, whoever will be, Mr. Kyle Stevenson. I have a question for you, sir.
Yeah.
I want to see your gamer credentials.
Oh, God. What are you going to ask me for?
This earlier this week, I admitted I have a confession, Kyle. I never got into Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
Someone on Twitter very kindly.
We met the gatekeeper.
Yeah, we finally did. I finally met him. Yeah. They're like, this person is hosting a PlayStation podcast and they never played Metal Gear Solid. Scoff, laugh. Yeah. And I replied,
which drags me into it, by the way. He said, You guys are a joke. It's like, okay, sir. All right.
First and foremost, I was 11 when Metal Gear Solid 3 came out. Let's relax. And to me, like, again, I was 11-year-old Joe. I never got into political espionage at age 11, but I tried.
Yeah.
It's not like I never tried Metal Gear.
Yeah.
I tried when I was a kid. I was just like, what? I'm hungry. Now I'm cold. I got to wear a sweater. Like, where's all this stuff?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't pay it any mind. And like, I tried with Phantom Pain for like, I don't know what actually even took me out of it. I think actually the rank system gave me anxiety. It
you
didn't
know
need
what?
that in my life.
I also haven't played a whole lot. I played 2 for a decent amount, but like never finished it.
Yeah.
I did play through Ground Zeroes.
Ooh,
Just to
look at
see
you.
if I was, if it was my kind of thing.
But now, like, again, Death Stranding being my gateway to, Kojima, I want to now try out Metal Gear. It's crazy how our tastes change as we get older. And we're like, suddenly I'm like 32 and I'm like, you know what? Political espionage, stealth action. I love this. I want to do this. So my question for you, Kyle, is what's your gaming confession? I want you to confess something you're guilty of surrounding video games.
Already haven't confessed.
Something you haven't confessed.
So, like, I can't say Zelda. Because talked about that.
Yeah, and also, real talk, Kyle, it's a little hipster of you not to like Zelda. It's a little hipster.
I have said that before Breath of the Wild, sir.
And that's what a hipster would say.
All right.
I said it before Breath of the Wild. Let's see, why is he playing a flute? What's your gaming confession?
Oh, man.
Tell me, my child.
Let me think.
What is a series?
What is a series, right? Are you asking for a PlayStation one, or does it matter?
It could be any.
I mean, I've never played through a Halo campaign. I've never played through a Gears of War campaign. Never played a Fable.
Wow.
Never.
Wow. That goes with the territory. This is a PlayStation show, you know?
No, I know, but like I've been around Xboxes and whatnot.
Right.
Just like I played some multiplayer Halo and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. What's your favorite gun in Halo?
The Needler.
Yes, I told you. That's nuts. Well, you know what? We may have time.
Are you gatekeeping my weapon choice?
Yes.
Why?
It's such a hipster choice to say the Needler.
Oh my god, I am the least hipster person in the whole world.
I don't know who's wearing the backwards cap right now.
I always wear a backwards hat on the show.
It's like a hipster would.
Let's see. What other
Yeah, tell me one more thing. I got one.
Yeah, go for it.
I have never played Half-Life. Like I've seen it been played. I've never touched a Half-Life in my life.
I tried the PS2 Half-Life.
I saw my brother play the Xbox version. I still wasn't allowed to play it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Half-Life would go on mine as well.
Mm-hmm. It's so strange in my household. As a kid, like my mom, very strict. Like she followed the ESRB.
Yeah.
To a T until like I think I was 14, and she's like, "All right, fine, I give up."
Yeah.
Because like I watched Max Payne. I was not allowed to play it because my mom heard there was like devil worship in it.
Oh.
And she's like, not allowed.
Yeah.
But I could watch my brother play it.
That's wild.
It makes no sense.
Banjo-Kazooie? Never played?
Oh, you never play Banjo?
No. Most of the Rare catalog, minus like Battletoads. Star Fox? No.
Whoa, you never played Star Fox?
Nope.
Ah, damn, you're in for a treat. Let me tell you.
I'm trying to think of like an actual PlayStation one that I know people love that I haven't dabbled in like at all.
Right, because you love like Final Fantasy. Like that's my big sin. Like, not crazy about Final Fantasy. I'll dip my toe into the series, but you know.
Besides Persona 5, which I still haven't finished, that was like really my first Persona.
Okay.
I mean, I've maybe an hour or two of Golden, but that game's huge.
That game's huge.
So like, yeah.
Honestly, I give props to the people that like Persona because I've tried multiple times and the game just doesn't speak to me. I just fall asleep. And that's no disrespect to the game. There's just that's my my brain just goes, I'm tired now.
Yeah.
I always get to the cat talking to me. It's like, I think you need rest. I'm like, okay.
I mean, I think that's the whole point of the game, right?
Is to talk to the cat
Yeah, that's what
and make a
Persona's
unique
all
friend.
about. Yeah.
Fair enough. All right, Kyle, listen, we got a lot to talk about. This week is actually pretty big. There's a lot of news from last week that we're going to be bringing into this week, since last week we covered the entire PlayStation showcase, every game showed. If you missed that episode, make sure you go back, you watch it. Kyle and I, we got a little heated in that one. We have a little heated conversation. Dare I say, I liked it. I liked that we got a little heated.
Yeah.
Because, we just took the gloves off. We can't be agreeing all the time, Kyle. No. So this week we're talking about Sony's strategy. We're going to talk about the rumors, the speculation behind, was Sony holding back anything in this showcase? Is there another over the horizon? Apparently making games is hard, and Embracer's learning that the hard way, and so much more. But Kyle, it's time for just a little bit of housekeeping. This is the final week to enter into our Diablo 4 giveaway, and it is popping off, man. I just want to say thank you, everybody. How you're entered to win is you rate us 5 stars over on Apple Podcasts and or on Spotify. You share your 5-star review over at PS Trophy Room on Twitter, and you are entered to win. We have already broken past, Kyle, 1,016 reviews worldwide. How are you feeling about that, Kyle?
It's a pretty good number.
It's pretty good, right?
Pretty good number.
Yeah, I'm digging it. I'm digging
it. About 1,000 more than I thought we would have gotten.
Right? How nuts is that?
That's crazy.
And of course,
we've come
a little bit of...
I'm sorry. We've come a long way from Earthy Cheese's mom.
Yeah, we've come a long way.
That seems like forever ago, right?
Yeah. I just found out today, any of the comments, like the reviews that are trollish and they aim to hurt your feelings, you can actually report them. You can actually find out who they are.
Ooh.
Found that out. So Earthy Cheese's mom, we're coming for you. We're gonna unmask Earthy Cheese's mom.
You should not have told me that, because now I'm gonna ask every week.
Who is they really?
Exactly.
A little bit of housekeeping, of course, the Trophy Room store, link in the description down below. Get yourself some Trophy Room swag. Next week, I believe, we'll have some pretty cool stuff in there as well. Yeah. And Kyle, I want to first thank all of our patrons over at patreon.com/PS Trophy Room. It's the reason why we look so great. We sound so good is because of your generosity over at patreon.com/PS Trophy Room. So if you ever got you through a long car ride, a tough day at work, whatever your situation may be, it really does mean a lot if you could toss a buck our way over at patreon.com/PS Trophy Room. We got some pretty big dreams, some pretty big ambitions for the end of the year, and they're only possible with your generosity. But I refuse, Kyle, I refuse for our Patreon reads to be hijacked. I refuse to be bamboozled, and so I refuse to read the Patreon notes this week.
Oh, I have no idea why, by the way.
You're about to find out when you read them.
I have not seen why, but I'm going to do the Patreon pitch, and I'll try my best here. Newest member, Chris. Shout out to you, Chris. Premium, Todd Burwitz, and Toxic. Platinum members, Jay Shea, Jedi Master Ren, Cowboy Danger D, Jonas Young, The Green Gorilla Gamer, Chaotic Monkey, Millennial Falcon Gaming, Ryuku Kill 90, Stephen Flesh, Strubles and Bits, Bertos Maxius, Chris, again, Hybrid 748, Gold members, Cypher Primus, Darth Simon the Pie Man, Hybrid 748 again. Oh, he's in there twice. You're muted. No one can hear you.
My bad. I redid the list. I made mistakes along the way.
Hybrid, you get 2 shout outs, so, double the Patreon privilege. I don't know. Jesse Garcia, Jamie the Purple Monkey, Hide Indoors, Katie, Kevin Mitchell, Kevin Diaz, Marcus O'Neill, Red Arrow, Ageless Hermit, Androzosaur, Astronaut Jr., not to be confused with Astronaut Senior, Banger Bang McBanger the Third Banger. Oh my god, I love it so much. Son of Banger of the House of the Bangers. You get 1. Robbie Bobby Miller, Brenton Zachary.
And I hope you liked it. You get 1, okay? Change your name.
Oh, that was you putting you get 1?
Yeah, you got one. You got one.
No, keep them coming, everybody. Robbie Bobby Miller, Brenton Zachary, Brenty Blob, Bubble Boy N7, Captain Logan, Final Fan XE, Hambone, JD Dellinger, M9 Prime, Stone Cold, ET, Tino Six Speed, and Johnson, Sean McKenzie, Rick Arrington, and Spammin' Bammin'.
Can I be honest?
Also, if that was not Winter Gamer, he made sure I wanted to make his
No,
name be read.
Yeah, that was it.
Okay.
I hope you like. I hope it was worth.
Chat saying,
the $7
hey,
to
we're up here
$15.
banging. Una says we're up here banging. Let those flaps fly, Joe.
What the? Kyle, we're gonna. I know this is an explicit show, but let's just try to just imagine.
Yeah.
It was rated PG-13. You know.
Noted. All right, imagined it. That seems like a less interesting show, if I'm quite honest.
All right, fair enough. Best reply I think you've ever done. Oh my goodness. All right, Kyle. It's finally time to square up the news.
Zermina Khan over at PS Lifestyle writes, PlayStation Showcase announcements and trailers were reportedly withheld. Two reliable insiders have suggested that Sony may have withheld some announcements from May 2023's PlayStation Showcase. Much has been written about fans' disappointment as well as Sony's first-party showings being in the doldrums, but apparently the company had some trailers and announcements ready that were surprisingly missing from Wednesday's event. Insiders puzzled by Sony withholding announcements from PlayStation Showcase. Insider Gaming's Tom Henderson claims to have seen trailers, quote-unquote, and stuff that he was expecting at this month's event. So their absence came as a quote-unquote big surprise to him. Quote, it's understood that a lot of the games we're waiting on seeing are pretty much ready, so I'm not sure why Sony decided to wait this time around, he wrote. Another known insider, The Snitch, who happens to have a near flawless track record, also expressed their surprise over the missing announcements. Quote, guys, I know some announcements that were not announced during the showcase, they wrote on the Discord server. It's super weird, end quote. The Snitch said that one of the missing announcements was a PC port of a AAA game, which is speculated to be Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, based on a GIF they shared ahead of the showcase.
And they were correct. So, that said, Drellish writes in, hey, you two, longtime listener and fan, Drell here. I'm wondering, of the recent PlayStation Showcase was constructed in a way because of that Jeff Keighley factor. Sony needs to have some bombs it wants to drop during his show, and thus could not present some of the, come on guys with this word, bangers it wanted during the past showcase. It felt like Sony was caught flat-footed for a moment. What are your thoughts? And to add to this question, the Green Gorilla Gamer writes, "Sup boys? I know everyone has pretty much shared their thoughts on it. I won't go too crazy. I just thought they didn't show enough PlayStation. I have no idea what's to come for the PlayStation 5. Quite a few games didn't strike my fancy, but Bungie and Insomniac absolutely stole the show for me. The Metal Gear Solid, but how are they going to finally give me Spider-Man 2 trailer with a shit ton of gameplay, but then 2 minutes before it, tell me that Cade 6 is alive? You, Sony, for making me feel things. I've never shared my reaction to that trailer because I straight up broke into tears. My video game persona is back. And now you're telling me there may be another showcase? Okay, there's rumors of one, but what do you guys think? Do you think we need it? Would PlayStation find more value showing off their games at their own showcase, or can they get away with having some first-party reveals at Jeff Keighley's showcase? Because all honesty, I think it's the latter. With E3 being out of the picture, Sony could very well treat Summer Games Fest like a new E3, and we could have Sony reveals similar to E3 2016/17. I think that would be great. Rather than trying to fight Jeff all the time, just build bridges with the guy and see what can become of a friendship. There needs to be more camaraderie amongst these people, but that's just, but that's for another decision. Hope you're both doing well this week. Much love and God bless. God bless you, sir. May the light bless you. Kyle, these questions are similar, but they share this, a similar, feeling. Yeah. And that is, the showcase didn't hit that well, or what PlayStation at least expected it to. Mm-hmm. And it's really weird because I saw a ton of games that I want to play, but yet I still feel underwhelmed. So do you
Yeah.
think that there's where there's smoke, there's fire, and we might get a second showcase? What do you think? You think there's something in that Jeff's show?
There's a lot of a lot of questions
No,
there.
there's. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. That's why you're the
Is
best.
there a showcase?
No, that's why
coming?
you're the best. Maybe, but not for a few months. Maybe around the September time.
September time, you think?
Maybe.
What's the size of the showcase?
40 minutes.
Okay, so
And call it like the future of PlayStation. You know what I mean? Like, not like what's the showcase of what's this year, which is what we got last week, but a future. Here's what I look forward to, which I think is a lot of people who are upset about last week's showcase. It's because the future is still unclear in many people's eyes.
Yes,
But that
Okay, another question before I tackle that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we're getting Jimbo out here again talking about like we want a surprise and delight? Like,
no,
is this
maybe this is where we get a Herman coming in because he is the head of the studios and Jim is just the president of everybody.
Yeah.
I think that might be where it comes in, but I also think going back to like people being disappointed, including myself in some regards, even though I agree with you, there are a lot of really great games in there. That's solid. Like over half of them I want to play. I think PlayStation backed themselves into a corner by calling it a PlayStation showcase. I think calling it a showcase holds it to a higher level of anticipation and excitement and expecting tons of PlayStation first party stuff, which we got some, but nothing of what we're playing. We got concepts.
Yeah.
We got ideas of what these things are. And even in the case of Concord, not even a huge idea other than there's space involved.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot. And on the other question, when it comes to like next week's Summer Game Fest, I do think they might leave a couple things for Jeff's show, and I think that's PlayStation's way of quote unquote owning the news cycle once again. Like last week was all about PlayStation, even though it wasn't good news, it was still news. This week we've got Ratchet coming to PC, which we'll talk about a little bit. That's somewhat of news. Next week, if we get even if we get one or two, like that's still huge for PlayStation to have something at what is now the biggest game in town, the Summer Game Fest.
Yeah. I am, again, strange. I'm in a position, I've been thinking about this topic all week of how I wanted to tackle it. Because I don't want to sound like that person, but I'm going to sound like that person. And it's just understand this is also weird for me here, too. I know for a fact that PlayStation thought they had a better show that they had. And that they're probably taken aback right now by the response that was way more negative that they thought it was going to be. Mm-hmm. For example, and people will be like, how do you know this, Joe? Very easy to do. There's a nice little Chrome extension. You're able to disable the or actually enable the ability to see likes versus dislikes on YouTube again. Mm-hmm. Or if you're like me and your old boss forgot to, change your password to that's a marketing program you got, you could go and see what the like to dislike like ratio is on a YouTube video. It helps for plenty of reasons, gauge things. And I want to just put things into perspective here. Overall, the showcase has a little bit of like heat on it. Like it has a 15% like dislike ratio, which is big. Typically, again, and me coming from the PR lens, it's like less than 5%. So yeah,
talking numbers. Where are your glasses to push?
I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah. Get him a pocket protector over here.
Jesus, stop bullying me. But when you take a look at the individual trailers, you see something really interesting. The trailer for Fair Games, right? From Haven Studios. Mm-hmm. It's abysmal. Like the likes is 20% to dislike 80%. I think it's like a few thousand people watching that. Same with Concord. It's like at a 28% liked, 72% disliked. Like it's people are letting their thoughts know that they're or known that they're concerned about where this PlayStation's headed. They're concerned about what they saw at the showcase. And you don't need necessarily insider information to say, yeah, PlayStation saw this and they're not pleased with the result either. But I would be very hesitant to think that they have a showcase just to answer for a, you could say lackluster, you could say mediocre, you could say whatever. Like, again, I like the showcase and I could say that I could see where people are coming from, right? I don't think they have a showcase to answer that. So I do think it's going to be something along the lines of we have two more state of plays, two more, um, theoretically, one or two more. One that's going to talk about the revision of the PlayStation 5, right? You're going to probably talk about that Spider-Man release date. That's an opportunity for Herman Holmes to say, hey, look there's some more cool hardware that we're taking a look at coming into this holiday season. You also want to announce how much that Project Q is going to cost as well. That's slated for this holiday. So you're like, hey, here's the cool hardware. Now here's the future software you're going to be playing on it. And you could drop a couple more little teasers or tidbits from studios that we know and love in there. Because I think that's really, at the end of the day, the problem with the showcase was there was a lot of different things that we don't know from PlayStation. Like we don't know Haven, we don't know Firewalk. They have pedigree behind them with the devs that are working there, but we don't know what they're truly capable of. So we're skeptical when we see it. So maybe if we see whatever Gorilla's working on or whatever Ben's sitting on or whatever the case may be, maybe you'll see them there. But I don't think we're going to get a 40-minute showcase just because we wanted a better showcase, if that makes any sense.
No, that's fair. And on your earlier point about the when you got all nerdy with the percentages and whatnot.
Nerf.
I think that this is just another instance, another type of review bombing, where people are coming in and just disliking it because whether or not they're not okay with the live service thing being the main focus, and who cares what the trailer is. They're just coming in to just dislike it, just to dislike it kind of thing.
I mean, you could be right. I remember, what was it, like Infinite Warfare? That was like the most disliked video on YouTube ever. And it's like, and I've heard sometimes there's leaked beheadings on YouTube. You're telling me.
Yeah, I know, right? And I've heard that game's not that bad. It tried to do something different.
It tried something different. The campaign was good. But like, you're right. It could be a guttural reaction to what the internet took as a, again, lackluster showcase. Yeah. But I don't know. And maybe this leads into my next question, but you take it. Take it from me. I was just gonna say, because like personally, I do like the tone of what Fair Games is. I like the idea of it. Not at all what I thought Haven was working on. When we were talking about like Haven's next game, I was not expecting a multiplayer heist thing that reminds us of Watch Dogs. I was expecting something more oh my god, why can't I think of it? Like survival. You know, like almost Animal Crossing. I don't know why in my head. Like something very low key. And I just think, kind of honestly, I and Edward kind of says it here, man. It's no way it's review bombing. Everyone kind of seems to think it was a letdown, and again, it's a strange letdown because there's great games here, dude. Alan Wake, looks great.
No. I'm not saying,
but it's.
Yeah, I'm not saying the main show. I was talking specifically about those two games you referenced. Sure. Those are the review bombing. Yeah, the showcase at all. Yeah, I know everyone thinks that was a letdown. Just those two in particular.
All right, so here's my question for you.
Yeah.
I tend to believe that, again, there's something, it's just not as big. I think that this is going to be like a state of play of like, hey, we'll put some Listerine on it. You know what I mean?
Here's a blog post.
No. Like, here's a good state of play. Like, I can expect, and this is where I throw it over to you, Kyle. I can expect that we'll see a state of play on the first half of 2024, sometime in November, December, but it's not going to be what you want it to be, right? Like we're going to see Rise of Ronin, we're going to see like Stellar Blade, like we're going to see Suicide Squad for better or for worse.
So Stellar Blade, you think is not this year?
Maybe that's something they say for Jeff shows, but we'll save it for our predictions later on.
All right.
But like that second party that of games that people are really interested in, I think that's where we see. And maybe we end it with like a, just for shits and gigs, like God of War, 6.5. You know what I'm saying? We'll do, Kratos going, boy, again, and then just a nice little logo. I don't know, whatever the case may be. Just one more thing on it to kind of wash your mouth out of the bad taste that is the showcase. But I think they kind of are taking notes of what worked and what obviously didn't. So they come back to it fully next year. That's what I'm really thinking.
All right. My other thing.
But if you were PlayStation, Kyle, if you were Shuhei Yoshida, you were in the shoes and you get to decide where would you want to place this showcase? Where do you think it makes sense? You're in the cockpit.
Easily late August, early September.
Okay.
That's where I would want to do, like, that would asterisks. That would be after we get a Spider-Man date. But like, gotcha. Yeah, we got Spider-Man coming in the coming weeks, months, whatever. Mm-hmm. But we want to let you know what's coming after Spider-Man. Here's what's next, and then do. Your Rise of Ronin, your I'm blanking on it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, your Stellar Blades, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Fair
your
enough.
Your Pragmatas, whatever.
You're really on this Pragmata.
Where is it? Like, we saw that Kojima-ass Death Stranding trailer 2 years ago. It said it was this year.
Mm-mm.
That's the only trailer. It's similar to Spider-Man. We've only seen one trailer that prior to the showcase, and nothing. We've seen Stellar Blade, 2-3 times? Like,
Kyle, what if Pragmata is just
it's another deep down? Yeah,
it's just another deep down
situation. Oh my goodness gracious!
It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Also, shout out to Shubbles a Bits for the quick $20 super chat.
Thanks,
have a fantastic show. I feel like we're having one, Stroops. You be the judge. But yeah. I think we get a little something, but it's not what we truly want. I think this, but I would take comfort in knowing PlayStation knows. That's it. That's all I got for you.
Going back to these insiders, shocked that some things weren't shown.
Yep.
Crazy thought. Not true, but I want to throw it out there. I think it'd be interesting.
Yeah.
What if they do like the Marvel thing? And they
that?
Like when we see a Marvel movie trailer and there are scenes in the trailer that aren't in the movie. Like these little, things that aren't supposed to be seen yet.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's got everyone talking, and then they maybe to kind of keep the conversation going of like, what did they see? How,
or to say to kind of pinpoint, maybe to stop the leaks.
Who the
We're like, hey,
are. Yeah,
we give Kyle Stevenson the Bloodborne remake trailer to hand out to the snitch, and then the snitch knows. Now we know where the leaks are.
Yeah.
That's some conspiracy level
that's
stuff.
Some tinfoil hat stuff going on. It's not happening at all, but it's fun.
Yeah,
fun.
All right, Kyle. Enough of that. What?
I'm laughing at Sonny in chat.
You ignore him. I want to talk about a next segment we got. And it's a segment I like to call a new one. Brand new segment here, folks. Moneyball.
I like how you just take from copyrighted things and trademark things. It's a new thing. I came up with it. It's an established IP.
Moneyball. Business. We're talking slides, we're talking projections, we're talking about theory, we're talking about business. Brad Pitt's Moneyball. Kyle, we're going to break down a little business update from Sony HQ about where they're projecting PlayStation in the future. And this is just broken down through all segments of the PlayStation business. Now, we're not going to get into the numbers of it. We're not going to get into the boring stuff. What we are going to highlight are the things that we found were genuinely interesting and where it kind of spells where Sony's headed into the future. So, Kyle, there's a lot here. I want to break it down piece by piece. So you'll read the first story, I'll read the second, you read the third, I read the fourth. So on, just to make it fair. You ready?
I think so.
All right. Then take it away with the first story, sir.
Jay Peters from The Verge writes, PlayStation is is betting big on new franchises and live service games. It has 12 live service games in production. As part of a business presentation on Tuesday, Sony shared some updates about how it plans to invest in its portfolio. In the 2025 fiscal year, for example, it estimates that 50% of its PlayStation Studios investments will be in new IP, which is a major jump from years past. According to a slide, in its 2019 fiscal year, only 20% of its investments were in new franchises. And if you look at that slide, that 50% of investments in fiscal year 23 appears to be as large, if not larger, than its entire spending in fiscal year 19. The changes could be even more notable for how Sony invested what it calls quote-unquote traditional games and live service ones. In fiscal year 19, the split was 88% traditional games to 12% live service, but in fiscal year 25, Sony expects that ratio to flip to 40-60. During the presentation, PlayStation Studio said, Herman Hulst said that Sony currently has 12 live service games in production, a number that Sony has shared in the past. Sony has made some major acquisitions in studios working on big live service titles, including Bungie, Jade Raymond's Haven Studios, and Firewalk Studios, and Horizon franchise developer Guerrilla Games has already said that it's working on a multiplayer Horizon game. Sony has clearly seen how studios like Epic Games, which it has invested hundreds of millions into, and Bungie, which it now owns, can encourage players to invest heaps of time and money into Fortnite and Destiny 2 level hits, and it appears Sony sees a significant opportunity in making live service games of its own.
So I just want to kind of quell the uncomfortable air in the room. Okay, I want to just don't worry, everyone. I want to disperse it. So just to make note of here, they got 12 live service games coming. We've known this. We've talked about this. This is not. It's not like they're taking the current budget that they have for all their single player games and going, hey, guys, spread that amongst yourself. We're actually cutting it in half by 60%. This is just further investment. So the single player games that we know and love are not going anywhere anytime soon.
No.
There is a fantastic Jeff Grubb video that I do implore everybody who's interested in this
Joe gave me
to watch
this week
to
watch it, and I did my homework.
Oh, that's good. And I feel very confident because he's been echoing the same things we've been saying on the show for 2+ years now, which is, guys, gang, what PlayStation sees is an opportunity to make a boatload of cash with live service games while maintaining the games that we know and love, our Horizons, our God of Wars, our, Ghost of Tsushima's, whatever have you. They're making 12 games. And this is where I throw it over to you.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't expect all of them to hit. In fact, they expect a lot of them to kind of dud. Mm-hmm. They're really hoping that one or two kicks off.
That's really all they need.
Because that's all they need, right? If you're able to throw everything at a wall and then one Apex Legends sticks, then you're in a good spot, right? Mm-hmm. And so it makes sense why they go out there and buy Bungie, which we're going to talk about that story in a little bit, because Bungie's going to go around and go, we've made this mistake before. This isn't going to work out. You need to go back to the drawing board or, hey, we really like this from this studio. Keep this in here or expand on that thought. They're going to help with the expertise that PlayStation desperately needs because they've never made a live service game before, right? The scale of a Destiny. They just haven't. So they need that expertise. That's why the acquisition of Bungie makes so much sense. But Kyle, if you're making 12 games and you're throwing them all at a wall, and sure, you have one of the best people, allies in this endeavor with Bungie, but if you're expecting most of them to fail, I want to know how that makes you feel as a PlayStation gamer, because to me, I feel like that's going to hurt the pedigree that is PlayStation, is it not?
I mean, that goes into why I was worried at the beginning when we heard about this, where I think a lot of our community echoed that at the time and maybe still do, but we'd rather that money go into that single player stuff that we enjoy PlayStation to do, and to go into it knowing to not have, or knowing that they don't have their, no, that's the right word. So I'm wording, so I'm not going to say it. Like the confidence in some of these, and just kind of throw it and see if there's a community thing into it. Like, yeah. I don't want one of these talented studios, a first party studio, to make something that's cool and then it fizzles out and then we no longer have a thing like Knockout City, or something that else that like shuts its doors down way too quickly and it doesn't have the time it needs, or we look at it and be like, oh man, think about what they could have been working on, instead of
this live
figuring
service
things
thing
out. You know what I mean? And then that is where my hesitation came at the beginning. There's still some sort of hesitation there.
Yeah.
But like, I referencing that Jeff Grubb video again, he talked about how like being afraid of change and what the PlayStation Studios lineup is shouldn't really be a thing, because if you really think about each generation, and when he said this, I was like, man, that's like, yeah, duh. Think about how many IP from PlayStation 1 is still around. Think about PS2 minus, Ratchet.
Yeah.
And then you keep going, and like, yeah, there's been some major changes to IP that we play, and when it comes to sequels and whatnot, and like, that just makes a whole lot of sense to me. So like, maybe not be so hesitant about this and let it play out. I think that's a lot of what makes me angry over the last week is so much anger about the showcase and about the direction of PlayStation. It's just like, we just press the buttons to make the pixels move on a screen.
Yeah.
Let them work. Let them cook. Like, let them do what they got to do. And if it doesn't work out after we play them, then we can be upset. But like, let them do their thing.
And also, I don't think those 12 games, all of them are going to make it. Like, when we see, PlayStation over the last few months start kind of cutting off some studios like Pixel Opus, cutting off projects like coming out of Deviation. This isn't, PlayStation doing this on a whim. They're saying, hey, listen, we have this checkpoint here. And to proceed, you needed to get through X, Y, and Z, and you didn't do it. You didn't nail it. So they lost confidence, and maybe Bungie came around with the Grim Reaper suit on going, and you shall not pass. Right. Yeah. And I like, the one thing that I really like here, Kyle, is Sony not pretending like they know it. Actually going out to Bungie and treating them not as a studio, first party studio, but treating them as a complete equal by going, hey, we value your input because we do not know how to do this. And that's what I actually take away from this, is like, yeah, why not cut a project if it's not working? And then you could focus and refocus on something else. Or if one studio needs guidance, who better than Bungie to give that guidance out? So like, to me, I actually saw this going, yeah, as someone who isn't afraid of live service games, because I play a lot of them like Fortnite, not scared of this in the slightest.
So just also one thing, people keep forgetting that Sony has had a live service game, pretty profitable one for the last couple of years, MLB The Show. So I'm just putting that out there.
And like, it's in that slide.
It's crushing, by the way. Yeah. But I also just want to point out, like, people who are afraid of PlayStation not having those first-party exclusive single-player things, let's just really, really take a second and think about the last couple of years of PlayStation.
We've been getting them.
Like, almost nonstop.
Yeah.
That like 2020, Last of Us Ghost. 21 was 21 Death Stranding?
Yep.
No. Was it really?
19.
19.
19.
Oh my god. Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Astro's Playroom. Miles
And
Morales.
those games
Returnal.
aren't going away.
No.
Yeah.
Forbidden
Those
West.
games aren't going away.
Like, it's
These
insane.
new studios are just adding to it.
Yeah.
So that's what I kind of have a little. I'm a bit more optimistic than I see a lot of the internet, and I get why.
Yeah.
That said, the next bit, this is a little quick one. PlayStation accessories are highly profitable for Sony. This comes from Derek Strickland over at Tweaktown. Sony notes that accessories revenue is up 47% prior to the previous generation. This reflects the increase of the $70 price tag attached, to the most basic PS5 DualSense controller, as well as additions like the $55 faceplate for the console, $99 Pulse 3D headset, and a range of premium monitors and headsets, the InZone brand. The surges of accessory revenue also helped PlayStation's other segment generate record-breaking $2.5 billion in earnings. The other segments include peripherals, accessories, PC games, and devices such as PSVR 2. Now we can understand why PlayStation is kind of diving, head first into that Project Q that people are so easily writing off, which I say don't write it off yet till we actually know everything. And those earbuds, it's printing them money.
Yeah.
Hand over fist. It's the attach rate to the PlayStation 5 is truly insane. And we have to take that into perspective before we just like throw the baby out with the bathwater type of thing. Yeah. Now, here's one, Kyle, I want you to read because I find this interesting, and we're going to eat a little bit of crap for it, rightfully so.
Oh, we are. Oh, okay. Yeah. Reese Wood over at Tech Radar writes, on the PSVR 2 front, PSVR 2 is on track to outsell its PS4 predecessor, at least it is according to Sony itself. PSVR 2 has been on the market for just over 3 months now, and we finally have accurate sales figures. During a business webcast, Sony was able to share sales figures for the PSVR-based VR headset, specifically for its first 6 weeks on the market. The webcast presentation claims that Sony was able to shift 600,000 PSVR 2 units in its first 6 weeks. That would be from its February 22 launch to around April 5th, 2023. According to Sony, that's 8% more than the original PSVR managed across the same period of time.
Ooh, Kyle, we got it wrong. We reported back in March that, hey, questionable that these things are selling that great. We saw conflicting reports that they weren't selling good. Now we have word from Sony themselves. So we could say, hey, PSVR 2, it's doing fine. I don't know if it's as well as I think they'd hope, but to see it's doing better than its predecessor is worth noting. I just want to see more of those games come out. That's all I really need to see.
And also,
what are your thoughts on PSVR 2s?
Great, but don't put me in that bracket. I said it was fine.
Oh, you're right. I'm eating the crap. You're just watching. You said it was going to be fine.
Compared to the other VR headsets in the same time frame, it was doing pretty well. So yeah, it's awesome to see it, and I hope it continues. And I'm with you though, Joe. Yeah. Give me those games. I know Synapse is very soon, which is very exciting.
Yep,
we just got Beat Saber, which I haven't tried yet.
Beat Saber.
We're getting there. We're getting there, and just like any new thing, new peripheral, new accessory, it's going to take a little bit of time. But again, the future. I want to know a little bit more about it instead of being on the edge of my seat and like, oh, that's a cool Twitter post. Oh, it's in VR. Awesome, great, cool.
Yeah. That said. And this is just a really quick one.
Also, Dewani in chat reminds us, that was mostly just direct from PlayStation Direct. True. Now they're out in the wild at big box places, so it's only going to
PlayStation also notes they want to keep pushing the direct sales because again, they get that direct cash, so I don't blame them.
That's bad news for us, Joe.
Here's something I found shocking. Yeah, bad news for us. Here's what I found shocking. PlayStation Extra and PlayStation Premium subscriber numbers are surprising. This comes from Prath Bragia over at Game Rant. Sony revealed that the PlayStation Plus Premium had hit 8 million subscribers as of March 2023, and PlayStation Extra sitting at 6.1 million. The higher PS Plus tiers now account for 30% of total users, with Sony recently confirming that PlayStation Plus has reached 47.4 million subscribers across the 3 tiers. We
Hey,
talk about how mid premium is, but it seems like community at large keeps on buying it, paying into it.
yeah. I
All right.
I think this might be a case of we're in the know,
Yeah.
and it's everyone else. The God, I hate saying it. The common person, it just sees it as like the all-encompassing package.
Yeah.
Just going for it, and just like probably barely touching it.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
it counts and it's working. So like, yeah, cool.
Cool beats. All right, last one, Kyle. Let's take this one away.
Sony wants around half of its games to be on PC and mobile by 2025. This comes from John Porter over at The Verge. A chart shown during the presentation suggests this would be a major increase from its releases this year, when around a quarter of the company's releases will be on PC and mobile, with the remainder split between its PS4 and PS5 consoles. Quote, by expanding to PC and mobile, and it must be said, also to live services, we have the opportunity to move from a situation of being present in a very narrow segment of the overall gaming software market to being present pretty much everywhere, said Sony Interactive Entertainment President Jim Ryan. It expects PC game sales to triple this year.
Ooh, as you said that, the biggest like motorbike crew just passed by you.
You're welcome.
You edited it perfectly.
You're
Perfect.
welcome.
Cool. I've seen a lot of like hate towards PC ports, and I'm kind of getting tired of it.
Really,
this is the future.
Stop it.
Xbox doing it, PlayStation's following. More people playing the game is fine.
Yeah.
Cool. It's gonna be interesting though. Talking about showcases, there's gonna be a lot of learning experiences for PlayStation because they do expect PC and mobile to become a big piece of that pie for them. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be really interesting when we go back to showcases, what showcases will look like. Because we saw a glimpse of it, right? We saw the dumb Gran Turismo trailer, and we all just scoffed and we all rolled our eyes.
Not even that. I'm pretty sure, except for Spider-Man, the other 3 first-party stuff and Helldivers had a PS5 and PC on the ending graphic. So it's
because they're all live service games and they get it. It's about bringing that community. And so good. And at the end of the day, we're seeing a PlayStation in motion. You know, the final notes is finally the company says it wants to expand its IP outside of gaming and use the recent Uncharted film and the upcoming HBO series based on The Last of Us as key examples. Well, it's now out and it's amazing. In the final side, Sony said it hopes to transform PlayStation's current console-centric approach to a future where larger elements of our community extend beyond the console. We're talking about beyond the console again. This is a thing. This is happening. PlayStation wants to be wherever, whatever has a screen, it wants to be there. This is something we've said from the get-go. They're all thinking about this day where one day the box isn't the core focus. It will be for the foreseeable future. But when we start getting out into the distance there, we get into the weebs. It might not be one day. And they want to be prepared for it. So what we're seeing is, Kyle, I don't know about you, but we're seeing a PlayStation in motion where it's doing a lot of things at once, right? It's trying to break into the live service. It's trying to break into mobile. It's trying to break into the accessory market. It's trying to break into its own, sub-services. It's trying to break into TV. It's trying to break into movies. It's trying to do all these things at once because they feel like this is necessary in order to grow the brand and to grow PlayStation outside that, what they expect the PlayStation 5 to sell, which is more than 108 million units at the end of the day. So they're seeing that ceiling that you hit with console sales, and they're saying, hey, listen, we could always hit 100 million units sold, but we want to press through that ceiling. We want to break that ceiling, and we want to go elsewhere to get more money for us as a company. So It makes sense to me, Kyle. It just makes sense.
Sure. I'm with you.
All right, Kyle. This next news story is a big one.
Let me get a decent sip of water here before I
Please.
start.
You're really going to need it, guys. This is the one everybody's been freaking out about. It's been a crazy development over the past weekend. So Kyle, take it away.
How now, brown cow? The Human Torch was denied a bank loan.
Denied a bank loan.
Michael Larry over at PS Lifestyle writes. The Last of Us multiplayer game is reportedly being reevaluated as team downsizes. Naughty Dog just officially gave a statement about the Last of Us multiplayer game that was not at the PlayStation Showcase and said it needed more time. A new report has given more insight into the mysterious title and that decision to not show it, alleging that the game is currently being reassessed. This report comes from Bloomberg and notes that Sony has slowed down development on the game in order to, quote, reassess its quality and long-term viability, end quote. The part of the team working on the multiplayer Last of Us game was scaled back after a recent evaluation, and some have reportedly been reassigned elsewhere within the studio. However, despite the downsizing, it is still being worked on while going through its reevaluation. Bungie was allegedly key in this process as the Destiny studio, quote, raised questions, end quote, about the multiplayer Last of Us game's ability to, quote, keep players engaged for a long period of time. Sony touted Bungie's expertise in live service games during the acquisition, and Sony CFO Hiroki Totoki said in an investor presentation that the company planned to apply Bungie's live service knowledge to its other studios. Insider Jeff Grubb also chimed in by saying that he heard that it, quote, looks a lot like a studio's first live service game, end quote, and that Naughty Dog wanted to, quote, do things its way, which maybe didn't bode well for factions, end quote. The official statement and unofficial report came just after a PlayStation showcase that many assume would include more about this online game. It's unclear when it will show up with a full trailer and reveal, as Naughty Dog has only provided a few pieces of concept art so far. In addition, PlayStation Visual Arts layoffs may be linked to The Last of Us multiplayer. According to a LinkedIn post published by former PS Visual Arts dev John Borba, the layoffs were due to a, quote, large pivot, end quote, on a AAA multiplayer game. Quote, there was some restructuring within our studio, and I was among the people let go to support the new budgetary needs, he added. In October 2022, job listings revealed that PS Visual Arts was working on a mystery project with Naughty Dog. Last week, reports emerged that the Last of Us multiplayer game is being reevaluated and its team is being downsized. Borba's LinkedIn post suggests that the project he was working on wasn't shelved. His statement came shortly after Naughty Dog stated that it'll continue to work on The Last of Us multiplayer despite further delays, so it's quite possible that the AAA multiplayer game Borba is referring to is The Last of Us multiplayer. Sony has maintained silence about the recent layoffs.
All right, so we got two questions that kind of link together here. Long Chicken writes in all the way from Germany. Deutschland themselves writes in, I have a question too. What's going on with Naughty Dog and the long-promised Last of Us standalone multiplayer? Been waiting forever, and all we got are 2 concept arts and a note. Very disappointing. I hope Bungie had a good reason to delay it, and it will eventually see the light of day sometime. What do you guys think? And this is coupled with Lamjew's question, who wrote over on Twitter, just like you can too. Add us at PS Trophy Room. Join the Discord server where over 300 plus people are chatting it up about PlayStation each and every day. We ask you questions there. You come on over here, you drop them down here, and we answer them on the show live, like I'm doing right now. What do you guys think they could be altering during the delay to make factions work? Maybe Naughty Dog takes Bungie's advice and reworks some systems to make it a grind game like Destiny, or cut the content up and spread it over a season. I could see them releasing it as a $70 multiplayer game. Ooh-wee. I feel like we are all being fairly optimistic about this multiplayer game, because I'm not hearing great things. But Kyle, what do you think, man? Why is Bungie going on in here, knocking on doors, seeing what people's working on, then killing the project? Is it because they want Marathon to succeed and The Last of Us to die?
No, and they're not killing it. There's no killing going on here. It's just this is why, first and foremost, that PlayStation bought Bungie. They want their expertise. You said it before. Like they need their expertise on live service. They've gone through it. They know what works, what doesn't work. And this is just This is a bump in the road. Am I bummed? Absolutely, I am bummed. I am a huge fan of the original factions. I'd be okay if it's just that now. It's just like new maps or whatever. But if Bungie's coming in and saying that, like, you know, getting to level 30 and all you get is a bandana, like, that's not exciting. Like,
Right.
that is not going to compel people to keep playing. So there's got to be something there to work on it, and I'm okay with that. I am okay
Yeah.
with them taking their time. I am not worried at all by the shifting stuff. Joe, don't look upset with me.
I'm looking a little upset.
I'm a little bummed that it's become the norm for studios to just put out a note and be like, "Hey, we heard you. I'm tired." Just like, here's the rule. Like, I don't know. I don't know if I love the studios being so knee-jerk reactionary and wanting to appease everyone and try to stop the
But
flames, whatever. But like, bottom of the story is, I'm not worried. Let them do their thing. Naughty Dog is a talented studio, one of the best. They've done multiplayer games right already
sure.
in their games. It just needs a little bit more seasoning. I'm
Just
not
a little
gonna
bit.
I'm not gonna come on here and be like all doom and gloom. I'm not gonna do it. You're not
No?
gonna get me to do it, Joe.
Cool. I think this game's canceled. So
Cool.
no, I joke. Um, this is not my idea. I just loved their words on it, and I agree 100% with their theory. So Travis over on Bitcast over on Season Gaming, of which we're partnered with. So head on over to Season Gaming. Bitcast does great work. Ains has a review for Diablo 4, which is 20 minutes long. And if you can bear through his, monotone voice, it's well worth it. That being said, they do great work. And Travis said something as a Destiny fan where he could have saw problems with The Last of Us is they wanted to be very ambitious in terms of story content in this game.
That's fair.
And if there was ever someone who tried to be overly ambitious with story content in a games as service before, it is Bungie and it is Destiny. And you still see, after all these years, Destiny kind of coming to terms with that early decision to put Grimoire cards in that game, right? You're still trying to they're still trying to find that story in Destiny, and I know in recent years they've gotten better at it, and that's why they probably knocked on Naughty Dog's door and going, "Hey guys, I see what you're doing here. We tried to do something similar, and we're telling you you're not going to be able to catch up with how many people are going to go through this content." And that's probably them reassessing things on a story standpoint of where this Last of Us factions is. I think Lou Rain on Twitter was far more optimistic. I'm not. Just because Neil Druckmann comes on a podcast and talks really highly about a project doesn't mean that project's going well or going swimmingly, right? To me, yeah, you could show us concept art. That's cute and all, but I just feel like Naughty Dog wasted 4 years on a game that is going to be shrunken down and probably put right into The Last of Us Part 3. And it sucks because that was always the case for The Last of Us Part. It was supposed to be the additional content to Last of Us Part 2. And so I'm just like, it feels like, yeah, baby's first live service, and they got all the they kind of hit every bump along the way, and the last thing you want to do if you're Naughty Dog is to lose talent, because you're making a multiplayer thing that you're not too equipped to handle, and it's getting too ambitious for you. So I do understand why you'd probably want to cut the lead here, rescope things, and say, you know what, this scope was too wide. Let's narrow it down and focus on the true elements that work here, and maybe slim down that project. But to me, I read this as a little bit of it's a bummer because I would love this game. This is the live service game I'm most excited for from PlayStation. But at the same exact time, this is why you get, this is why you get Bungie, because you do not want a you don't want a bad game. I'd rather a no game than a bad game. And you don't want to ruin your reputation if you're a Naughty Dog to come out with a games of service game and people are lukewarm on it, i.e. Rocksteady, i.e. BioWare with Anthem. You don't want those moments. So I'd rather them cut and run now, save face, and work on the projects that they're working on, which we can assume at this point is The Last of Us Part 3 and a new IP.
Did you just rework the Miyamoto quote?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I'd rather no game than a bad game.
Miyamoto.
Joe. Mr. Badman.
Michael Scott. Yeah.
I don't know. I like to be a little bit more optimistic.
Okay.
But that being said, if it is baked in to a Last of Us Part 3 or not Last of Us themed at all, and it's just baked into another whatever game it is, I'm fine with it. Like, it's at the end of the day, it's going to be if it's on the same level gameplay wise, loop wise, as their other multiplayer things, I'm okay with that. It doesn't have to be world changing, which I think is where they might have got caught up in and why this is happening. But like, I don't know.
And again, I feel like this isn't also the first game that Naughty Dog's had in development hell as well. Like Uncharted 4 changed direction midway through that game, right? Yeah. So, you saw Amy leave, Neil come back into it. So yeah, it does mean this project said, you're right. I'll be more optimistic with you here, Kyle. Yeah. I want to see this game succeed. I want to see it do well. And again, that's why you bring Bungie in.
Exactly. I'd be a little more worried if this happened without a team like Bungie that is it leading its expertise to this new future at PlayStation. You know what I mean? Like, if this was PlayStation seeing them try to do something on their own and be like, oh, that stinks, whatever, goodbye. Yeah. That would hurt big time.
And I like what Staros Zaras writes in the chat here. I honestly miss the days when we got like 3-4 games in a franchise in a single generation. I miss those days too. But the stark reality is games are getting bigger. They're demanding more people. They're getting more expensive. The scopes are getting much wider. People are expecting more with each game, with each franchise. And it's honestly, that's what scares me. It's like we're snowballing into an inability to catch up to consumers' expectations on what a sequel is or what a follow-up should be. That's what kind of scares me the most. But it is what it is. I miss those days too. I wish we could go back, but sadly the genie's out of the bottle. That said, Kyle, we got a little bit of
get it back in. Rub it the right way and get it back in.
Let me tell you something. That music video made me a man. Kyle?
Did I rush home after school to watch TRL with Carson Daly? Hell yeah, I did.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah, I did. Are you kidding me?
All right, it's time for the last bit of news here, Kyle. This one we can sum up a little fast because
sure. Paul Tassi.
We saw this one coming, y'all.
Oh my god! Please watch the clip of him after this news because oh my goodness,
you see a man truly defeated.
He's broken. Paul Tassi over at Forbes writes, Embracer Group stock drops 40% after $2 billion mystery deal self-destructs. What on earth just happened with Embracer Group? As the Swedish company has been scooping up developers and IPs, and as such is now the owner of Tomb Raider, Dead Island, Lord of the Rings games, and big studios like Borderlands' Gearbox, but now something disastrous and mysterious just happened. Embracer is about to embark on some sort of industry mega deal to the tune of $2 billion. Then late last night, it collapsed, which Embracer said was a shock to them, and the news sent their stock crashing a full 40%. Quote, all documentation was finalized and ready to go as of yesterday, Embracer CEO Lars Wingefors told investors this morning. We asked for the execution of the agreement before our Q4 announcement. However, late last night, we received a negative outcome from the counterparty, end quote. No one seems to know who this deal was supposed to be with. Embracer bought Borderlands' publisher Gearbox for $1.3 billion back in 2021. They also bought Crystal Dynamics, Eidos Montreal, and Square Enix Montreal, along with IPs like Deus Ex, Thief, Legacy of Kain, and Tomb Raider for just $300 million in 2022. So $2 billion? It had to have been something big. Even Sony paid a little under double that for Bungie at $3.6 billion in one of their biggest deals to date. Embracer may no longer be on the spending spree it once was after this, having lost 40% of its value instantly, something you just do not see in this industry too often. We'll see how this unfolds, but right now it's looking very, very bad.
Ooh, hit my mic. My apologies.
I ended my intonations were all over the place. Sorry, y'all.
No, you did fine. You did fantastic. Don't you even worry about it. This is something we saw a mile away. That being said, I hope all those people took those deals in cash. That's what I hope. It's hard to run 130 plus studios. It's really hard. Who would have thought? Maybe not going out here and just buying and gobbling up everything.
Yeah.
I don't know who we're trying to get into the gaming sphere. Maybe they're trying to break in with an exclusive deal with Embracer, get that catalog instantly on Luna, and then things change. But it doesn't matter now because that deal's donezo. And I'm kind of scared for Gearbox, Crystal D, and Eidos, man. I don't know about you.
I'm bummed. All fantastic studios, and the IP is incredible. Talk about like single player stuff. Like I play Borderlands single player, so like I love that. I hope they don't go away in obscurity. I hope that even if Embracer does still hold on to them and doesn't sell off these big guns here. I just hope we still get stuff in those universes because those universes are cool.
Yeah. At this point, this is where I'm very pessimistic. I just hope that they get good caretakers. That's all I hope. Especially Crystal Dynamics. God forbid anything happens. Like out of all of them here, Crystal Dynamics holds so much. Like it means so much to this industry that if they're gone, I don't know what I'd do. I'd probably throw up. Right up. But at the same exact time, it's kind of like the video of with the guy with the chart, right? The find out chart, and it's like Lars hit
the line graph
ground, and now he's on the find out stage.
Yeah,
and it sucks. Kyle, it is Mental Health Week, and we're kind of in the thick of it, or the last day of Mental Health Month.
Yeah.
Perspective's always great. Mm-hmm. We didn't just lose $2 billion. It could always be worse. Think about that.
I mean,
think about that.
I don't know.
Lars is going to probably give up a kidney.
If I was in the position to even lose $2 billion,
walk away from the poker table.
Okay.
Hey, Kyle, listen. Summer Games Fest is upon us.
Y'all.
Next week, Thursday, June 8th, we will be delaying the show. When we typically record on Wednesday nights, we will be recording it on Thursday night instead so that you get our raw reactions to the showcase because, let's be honest, there's not going to be any news between now and the showcase. So we're going to be breaking it all down for y'all.
Also,
June 8th.
Won't probably be live here on YouTube.
Yeah.
Because we're probably recording it late because there's other showcases and I have to do 6-1. So just letting you know.
Yeah, but we will be reacting to it live on YouTube on the 8th. So, that said, we got some predictions. I want to know where your head's at here when it comes to the Summer Games Fest predictions. Now, just like our previous predictions and all of our predictions, they're silly. If we see them here, great. If we don't, that's fine. Because, truth be told, I have no expectation for the showcase. And I'm going to be even realer with you. Half the time they bore me to tears. So I'm really needing Jeff to step it up. If E3's dead and you're going to be the caretaker,
that's gotta be it.
We got to see more than survival Walking Dead horror games. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
in a base, some isolated base somewhere like last year.
Yeah.
He really loved that theme. So Kyle, I got 5 predictions. Okay,
Yep.
we each have 5. I'm
Yep.
gonna share mine first, then you go next. No, vice versa.
Yeah.
My first prediction:
Mm-hmm.
we know that Cyberpunk is going to be in this showcase. We're going to see gameplay. I think the Cyberpunk DLC, the Phantom Liberty DLC,
Yeah.
lands in July. That's my first prediction.
Yeah. July.
And it's an extensive update.
Okay. So, like, are we getting a we're getting a gameplay thing? Are we're doing a mission with Idris Elba's character?
Yep.
And like, what is? I think that's a pretty safe-ish prediction.
It's safe. It's safe.
What is something that they could add? Make it a little bit more spicy.
We're gonna see Idris nude.
Whoa, Jeff, pulling out the big guns, if you know what I'm talking about.
Listen, we're not gonna get full frontal, but we're gonna see some cheeks.
Okay. Oh, all right. There you go. There's your spicy right there.
There you go.
Okay. All right.
And women across the world, my mother included, will get like a spidey sense.
She's gonna
kick Idris is nude somewhere.
She's gonna kick you out of that chair and be like, "Boot up Cyberpunk right now." Hack me in, Joe.
Show me how to work this thing. If I put the VR headset on, what am I doing?
And then she's going to rotate her framed picture of Knuckles from the Sonic movie and just go to town.
Oh, no. Yeah. I just walk. I accidentally just one day I'm just walking to my room. My mom's like has her hands out, her mouth open wide, you know? Real sicko.
It's like that one of the very first Cyberpunk trailers where there's just an android in like an ice bath with like wires. That's gonna be your mom at your desk, just plugged in. There's like images scrolling over her eyeballs. Just.
I'm thinking of the South Park episode with Stan's dad, where like the internet, like there's no more internet for like in the whole entire world, and people are going out of their mind because they have no more internet porn.
Yeah, I remember that one. Uh-huh.
He walks in and Stan's dad is just like, "Oh, spooky ghost." That's what I can hear. Oh God, what's wrong with us? Kyle, what's your first prediction, bud?
Man, if I'm wrong about this one,
yeah,
I don't think I ever want to predict ever again.
All right, fair enough.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth will be here.
Wow. Okay, that is bold.
It'll be here.
Okay.
Because like, what are they? Oh boy, I just remembered TGS is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm sticking with it though. I'm sticking with it.
My next prediction here, just to slight you, Final Fantasy 12. Oh, sorry, Final Fantasy 16. Dyslexia hit hard. We're gonna get that demo drop. It's gonna be a shadow drop for the 8th at Jeff's show.
Okay.
All right. Can't say anything.
How dare you? That's all I'll say. How dare you? All right. Was that your second one?
That was my second one.
Oh, damn. Rapid fire. I didn't write mine down.
Like you're like, oh, I'm ready. I'm prepared.
No, I told you I didn't have these written down. I was going to come up with them on the fly. Okay, here's a crazy one.
Let's get crazy.
From the acclaimed devs. Acclaimed.
Ooh, okay.
Behind the masterful works, from what I've heard, again. Maybe this is also in my shame pile, my guilty, my confession from earlier in the episode. Mm-hmm. From behind games such as Limbo and Inside, we will see Playdead's next game.
Wow.
Whatever it is. I don't know what it is, but Playdead will be there.
Cool. We're going to see Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon gameplay at Jeff's show.
Okay.
And the Elden Ring DLC show.
Ooh.
Boom. We're getting both of them at that show, and they're going to be the headliners. Like we're walking in because Armored Core and Elden Ring are here.
Okay. All right. To piggyback off of that.
Okay.
Elden Ring DLC, cool. Armored Core, cool. The best Souls thing there, and what's going to steal the show, Lies of P gameplay. That will steal the show at Summer Game Fest.
Okay. I'm hearing really good things about it. So
I am too. So,
awesome.
Yeah.
Here's a crazy one. Here's the most outlandish rumor I got.
I
Kyle.
see it. I'm like, Joe, come on.
Kojima will not be there.
You're wild. Maybe not even showing Death Stranding 2, but he'll be there.
He's launching another podcast. Just to slide us, he's also calling it the trophy room. Yeah.
There will be an audience, right?
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah. I assume.
Jeff's gonna do the thing that Xbox did years ago.
Okay.
There will be something that falls from the ceiling on the audience. Leaves, fake snow, something.
Is the audience gonna get slimed?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe not that far. But something will fall to enhance a trailer at some point.
You know when people get slimed.
Oh,
when Idris Elba comes out.
Listen, stop telling us what happens to Mom. Come on.
Let's go. Come on. This is a show for kids.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. Couldn't be further from the truth.
My last prediction to ignore red lights and stop signs and run into buildings.
And I've changed. I've grown, Kyle. I've grown.
Yep.
Look, red lights are a suggestion. What's the other one that I said?
Ignore crossing a walk.
Ignore crossing walks. No, don't do that. That's silly.
Why do I say crossing walks? They're crosswalks. My God.
Crosswalks. Red lights. Sure. If you don't think anybody's there, just wing it. But you know what I hate the most, Kyle?
Yeah.
And I'm afraid you're one of these people.
Mm-hmm.
People that stop at a yield. Those people need to be sent.
I only stop at a yield where there's no place for me to go.
There are some people that like, oh, you're heading onto the highway.
Oh, no. How dare you think I'm one of those people?
I get scared. You're a New York driver, Kyle.
How dare you?
You're a New York driver. You guys shouldn't even have licenses. It's true.
Is there any other PlayStation podcast that needs a co-host?
Kyle, humble brag, I went to Chipotle earlier.
Okay.
Everybody was parked like a civil human being. Uh-huh. The only two people that were parked, and like literally parking was a suggestion to them.
Yeah.
Half the car was like in the parking lot. Half of it was like in the driving space, the lane. The other one took up two spots. Mm-hmm. And one was like right next to me too. Like I had to move my car. I had to finagle my way out because he was in my lane. I almost thought he hit my car, to be honest. Mm-hmm. Who were they? The only two people parked like dingbats? Mm-hmm. New York drivers. So yeah, I'm sorry. I think you may stop at yields.
Wow, Joe, the stereotype machine right here. Ay.
Kyle, what's your last prediction there, bud?
Is it my last one?
What's your last one?
FF. What did I say? Things fall from the sky.
Yeah. There you go.
Lies of P will steal the show.
People are getting gacked.
Maybe it is my last
one. Just wing it. Two more. Go for it. Let's get crazy.
I don't know if I have one more.
Fair enough. Oh.
Here's one. Nintendo will be there.
Oh, yeah? Showing what?
Showing... I don't know. Metroid.
Okay, there you go. Bam. Sean Capri, you're done. Yeah, last but not least, he will have a prop. Remember the pop man?
That is such a good
prop.
one.
Yeah, he will have a prop.
Oh, there will be an actor on stage
that shouldn't be there.
That shouldn't be there. That's my other one.
Al Pacino wanders in aimlessly.
1,000% somebody will be there.
Is this the emergency room? Where's my newly born son?
Yeah.
Hoo-wah!
Yeah.
83 years old. Al Pacino, new dad. 83. Boy. All right. Kyle, enough of those predictions. Again.
No, hold on. You have one
Oh.
more.
Oh, do I have one more?
Oh, yeah, the big one that in bolds that I am shocked. You put
What?
no PlayStation.
Oh, yeah, sorry. No PlayStation here.
That's
none.
Whew. They are
PlayStation made their bed. They got a lie in it.
They are a sponsor of the show. They are part of the list of companies.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Kyle, I could put our logo
No, you can't.
next to all those logos and say we're part of it, the Summer Games Fest.
Mm-mm.
I'll do it right now. But it means nothing.
Yeah, if it's on the official one.
He just takes credit for the showcases that are already there.
No.
Xbox is like, we'll have our showcase on the 11th. And Jeff's like, oh, during Summer Games Fest. What a great idea, Phil.
I don't think the showcase was part of that. I don't think it was.
I bet you're sweet behind. I see the Xbox logo there. I'm telling you.
All right.
It's so easy. It's so I could tweet Jeff right now.
You know,
say, hey, can we be part of the Summer Game Fest? And he's like, yeah, sure.
Jeff, I'm sorry. This is Joe, by the way. My name's Kyle. I love your work. I'd gladly be a part of your show. Speaking of I don't know, good things. Let's talk about the predictions from last week.
Oh yeah. Go for it, real fast.
We need to real fast. There are stakes.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
The loser has to do a slideshow.
All right.
You know what? Forget it. I won. Joe lost. I'll figure it out. There you go. You wanted fast. There's fast.
Damn. How close was it? How close was it? You kicked my ass pretty bad.
It was. I had 7. You had 3.
Okay. I'll put up an effort.
And I also gave you a point for the last one. Will we get one more thing where you didn't answer, and I told you didn't answer? Then you're like, "Oh yeah, no, I said there wouldn't be one," and I gave you that.
Okay.
So it's really 7-2.
Okay.
By the way,
the
run a show question. I said 1 hour 14:29 minutes.
How long was it?
1:13:57.
Wow, that's nuts.
Just saying.
All right, so listen, I don't want to do the slideshow, but I'm going to reinstate. It's gonna hurt me to say it. All right, because listen, this gag needs to end.
You can't do this.
I'm gonna reinstate Banger. I'm gonna reinstate it.
The stakes were a slideshow.
How interesting is a slideshow on a podcast?
It doesn't have to be on a podcast.
All right. What's a dumb slideshow?
I have to think about something. Man, you are really sucking the fun out of this whole thing. You know what? Let's just get fast and go to Flash News.
Okay,
I'm tired of you being a downer.
Gotta go. Gotta run fast. PlayStation Interactive Entertainment will release Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart on PC on July 26, 2023 for $59.99 on both Steam and Epic Game stores. Kyle, the SSD, it was the bridge. What? Did Sony lie to us?
Did you lie to us saying you do a slideshow?
Yes. This is awesome. More people get to play.
Doing it, so they can figure it out.
Absolutely. And more people get to play the game. I don't care. No, remember when the Xbox said it would power your dreams? You didn't have to wait in a goddamn elevator for things to load. Guess what? We're still in elevators waiting for shit to load. Guess what? We're still crawling through crevices. The crevices are just shorter.
Yep.
The elevator rides are shorter.
They're smoother. The transition is smoother. It's smoother.
Yeah. Just
okay.
This is just for Twitter. Touch grass.
Follow up.
Yes.
What's the one thing you would mod into that weapon and brings things from other universes? What's one thing that isn't already a part of it that you would want?
Idris Elba.
As Knuckles or just Idris Elba?
Just Idris Elba. Okay. He's just confused.
I like it.
No, that's such a great question.
I put a jar of mayonnaise.
Why?
I don't know. It's the first thing that popped in my head.
Fair enough. I would love to see Spider-Man in there.
Oh,
It's Insomniac property. Let's do it.
that's fair. That's fair.
Here's something. Here's one for you. Hideo Kojima isn't involved in the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake, Konami confirms. Instead, Konami is confirmed as the sorry. Instead, Konami confirmed, as originally reported by VGC, that Virtuous Studio will be helming the remake, as well as an internal team of Konami developers. Now, DJ Hercules writes in, just like you can too. Hey guys, hope you had a great extended weekend. Yeah, ups and downs. Have a question for y'all. Do you think that with all the AAA remakes, remasters, and updated games that have been releasing, do you think that we have allowed the bigger companies to quote unquote be lazy and not give us new games that that they just tickle our nostalgia feelings to keep us rebuying the same game over and over again? Whew. How can I say this? Yes and no. Remakes, from what I've been told, remakes help get people onto a project that might want to make more of said project. So, for example, Dead Space, right? They're thinking, hey, there may be an audience for a Dead Space again. Let's remake it. Let's find out. And let's build this development team by saying, hey, we're making a Dead Space game. Come join us. And so people go ahead and join that studio and build that Dead Space game. And hopefully they go out there, learn some things, and create that, remake too. So sometimes there's a service element to it, right? Sometimes it's for the benefit, like Resident Evil 4 remake. A lot of these games, their control schemes don't age well. And so by simply putting a new control scheme in it, reimagine it a bit, you have a redefined experience again. And that's why sometimes they do it. Or sometimes they know they could just get your money over and over again, and you'll keep buying them, i.e. the pixel remasters, though as great as I've heard they are. That's why they do it. Kyle?
Nothing to add. I think you nailed it. Also, this has been Nintendo's thing forever. So, like, it is a thing.
And sometimes it's just Nintendo. It's like, you're going to buy this.
Yeah.
The Wii U was a failure, but the Switch is successful, so we'll just port it over here.
Also, I don't see it as quote unquote lazy. I see it as a way to allow that game to have more longevity and the IP more longevity, and to appease fans who, for whatever reason, like myself, have either sold their own consoles to afford the new ones and can no longer play those old games, so they allow them, or they give them a newer version to play on the new thing. So, like, I think it's fine. I don't mind it at all.
Fair enough. Former God of War art director joins Netflix to work on an original AAA game. This comes from the VGC. Santa Monica studio art director Raf Grazzetti announced earlier this month that he was leaving the God of War studio after a decade at Sony. And on Wednesday, he revealed he's joined Netflix studio, led by former Overwatch executive producer Chaco Sonny. He'll also be working alongside the studio's creative director, Joseph Staten, the Halo veteran who left Microsoft last month, and its director of technology, Jerry Idrisol, who was previously lead programmer on Gears 5. Sir, thank you for your service.
It's Jerry Edsol. You have Idris Elba on the brain.
Sorry, what did I say?
You said Idrisol.
You know what? I was thinking of Idrisil. And that's a place in World of Warcraft.
Yeah. I wish this all the best. I hope it works.
Mm-hmm.
Gut check reaction. Scream Stadia to me.
Yeah. I'm right there with you.
The Stadia got a lot of really cool people. And what happened?
Yep.
But I hope it's good. I'd be excited for it. Yeah.
Last but not least, June's PlayStation Plus monthly games have been revealed, and they are NBA 2K23, Jurassic World Evolution, and Trek to Yomi. They land on June 6th on PlayStation Plus subscribers. So there you go. Have fun with that. Pretty good month. I think it's the weakest this year, but you still get Trek to Yomi, which is a decent time. Jurassic World Evolution, I know my best friend Amy's going to be all over that. So
yeah. And like
Coopins.
Sports fans, NBA 2K is great.
Okay.
If you stay away from the microtransactions, which I think aren't great in this 2K game, I think the basketball, the gameplay stuff on the court is fantastic. So
Yeah.
it's pretty good.
How have you been playing anything this week? I know you've had a bit of a week.
I have.
So yeah.
I did hop back into Demon Souls.
Oh, okay. How are you liking it?
It's still fantastic. I've made it further. The reason I wanted to jump back in is I've been rewatching RKG. Demon Souls. They just finished up their Dead Space playthrough, so I was always it's been itch at the back of my brain to go back for it, and I'm now up to. I have to find how to get there because those Stonefang mines, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
I get lost so easily trying to find the flame lurker. That's where I'm trying to get to.
Oh, okay. That flame lurker boss is tons.
I haven't
of fun.
I haven't touched him yet. I haven't even found him yet because I keep getting lost in those dang mines.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's great. It's fantastic. I'm
Once you find out how to get to him fast, you'll be like, I'm such an idiot.
I'm sure I will be. Yeah, I'm sure it's gonna happen. It's just, it.
Yeah, Demon
I
Souls
gotta
remake
find it.
is a ton of fun.
It really is, and that's what makes me excited for whatever Blue Point's coming for.
Yeah.
I did hop back into MLB The Show briefly because I needed that comfort thing real bad. I think I'm finding my footing again.
Okay.
And I think the break is exactly kind of what I needed to kind of reinvigorate the gameplay skills. So yeah, I'm having a good time. The cards are great. I think they're doing just enough free content on a weekly basis that gets people involved, and I think it's really smart, even though it's very hard to obtain them without spending real money. But it's fun. It's a good time. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
I've been playing more Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
Can't stop, won't stop. Diablo is coming in soon, coming in hot, and everyone's talking about how good this game is. I can't wait. I'm gonna lose so many hours to it. But I'm on the third temple now of Legend of Zelda. I'm gonna be playing a crap ton of it tomorrow and Friday, right before Diablo comes out. Then I'll be switching back and forth between the two, but nothing but that so far. Mm-hmm. And I played a little bit of Beat Saber, but not enough to really give thoughts. So I'll definitely dive back into that this week to get my thoughts on it. Fair. That said, Kyle, are you holding on to anything in particular?
My hopes and dreams.
Fair enough. Hold on to them tight, my friend. I'm holding on to a little Chibi link right here. My little Chibi Amiibo link. Goes for $40. I will sell it for $80. All right. Prepare the drop. Here are the latest steals and deals and Joseph's price gouging tactics. On May 29th, Late Shift on PS5, Run Man on PS5, Travel the Words on PS5. On May 30th, Company of Heroes 3, we have a code for it. I want to play it really bad. Hopefully I get to do that somewhere in between Zelda and this. Everdream Valley on PS5, PS4. Far World Pioneers on PS5, PS4. 5 Dates.
Hell yeah.
Hey, look at that. On PS5. Shame Legacy. What is this, a story about my life on PS5 and PS4? You play Joe, who's a 32-year-old man. I'm reading the description. Who's a soon-to-be 32-year-old man as he relives moments in his bed of when he was in 7th grade and he accidentally mooned the whole class and they made fun of him.
Hold on. That's the actual description?
Nope. It's just me.
Oh, I thought that was... Man, you sold that really well.
Thanks, bud. The Caligula Effect Overdose on PS5. Wow, I got that word right? Holy crap. Where's my pin? Where's my medal? The Complex on PS5. On the 31st of May, Gunfire Reborn on PS5. Laser Pitium on PS5, PS4. The Tartarus Key on PS4. Undead Horde 2, Necropolis on PS4, PS5, and June 1st, Homebody on PS5, PS4. Killer Frequency on PS5,
Which
PS4.
looks pretty cool. I'm just saying.
Skatebird. Hey, it's here.
It's
June
cute.
1st. Yeah. And June 2nd, EA Sports Super Mega Baseball on PS5, PS4. Shantae on PS5, PS4. Street Fighter 6 on PS5, PS4. Also, I gotta say it. Luke Lore over at XVP, the best Xbox podcast I know, and I hate giving him that credit, and I hate that it's true. He said Street Fighter said, like, he sold me on it. Like, he said that the modern controls are going to win me over. That it makes it very accessible for dum-dums like me. So I actually might also check this game out next week. I don't know. I gotta see how that paycheck looks. But right now it's just Diablo. All right. And then last but not least, We Love Katamari Reroll plus Royal Reverie on PS5. Wow, look at that. All these weird names. Did you guys get to me this week? No, you couldn't. You couldn't top this. Also, it is Days of Play, but PlayStation hasn't revealed all the goodies that you get, so that's going to be probably tomorrow. So we won't be recording that, but we'll get to it next week for sure. Now, Kyle, it's time for our favorite segment and the last segment of the night. It's time for the Sony Pony Express. Yeah. That's right, that's right. Hey, Kyle, my voice is actually dying. Could you cover these questions for me?
Sure.
Thanks, bud.
Birdos Maximus writes in, "Hey guys, so because of the time difference, it means I can watch you live, but I have to stay up late. My question is that if we jump strains into Spider-Man 2 as symbiotic Peter, will this be acceptable? I would prefer to know why we were doing a symbiotic mashup beforehand. As always, a great podcast. Loved it last week after the showcase. By the way, I must admit I love the spotlight on indies, but could have had at least one more AAA title. Anyway, have a good one, guys, and stay safe."
We'll find out why he's in that suit. Don't you worry about it, Birdos.
Oh yeah, I think it's good. It's like the first gameplay thing where they jumped ahead pretty far into the main story of the game.
Yeah. So I'm super excited for Spider-Man 2. Just side tangent here. Seeing that was a very old build too, and seeing what it was able to accomplish, I'm really excited what this game's going to look like. Because remember, when PS5 games were coming out, we got what they looked like, and they looked great, but then they got progressively better as the closer we got to the launch. So I can't wait to see how this game shapes up. It's looking so much fun.
That's also a great point where people are upset of how a game looks, which, my God, as Joe said earlier, Twitter, go touch grass.
Go touch grass.
What do you expect?
Legend of Zelda
New York City
exists.
to look different? Get it the hell out of here.
Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom exists. That thing looks like an oil painting from far away. Not in a good way.
Yeah.
Okay?
But I think a lot of people don't understand that what we are seeing are months old, and they're probably it probably looks way better in the current behind the scenes things, because they obviously make sure a vertical slice is polished enough to play. It's not like they're like, here, press start, and then they play whatever's there. No, they have to give you a polished thing to show off.
Yeah.
Which needs to be worked on. Yeah, I digress.
I can't wait. I so can't wait for this game, man.
Yuna writes in, "Hey guys, welcome to June, where summer has finally started, and Final Fantasy 16 is right around the corner. My question this week is regarding the Project Q, or the Q Life. Do you guys think its rumored 3 to 4 hour battery life is appropriate for its intended use of only being a streaming device while you're away from your PS5, like I've been saying for right before bed? I know we harp on the DualSense battery life, but 3 to 4 hours for a streaming device seems fair to me. So I throw the ball to you guys. Do you guys think the rumored battery life of this machine is appropriate for its use?"
Switch gets, I think, about 4 to 6 hours of battery life, depending on the how intensive the game is.
Yeah.
I still think 3 to 4 is not good.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think that's enough. That being said, though, I don't know, in this economy, how many times am I going on a long car ride, or am I taking this? Whoa. Okay. Did you hear that motorcycle?
I heard that one.
That scared the shit out of me, guys. I thought it was like a herd of cattle. I'm like, where is this? But yeah, I think 3 to 4 is minimal. Like, it's not great. I mean, it depends on when we get more details of this, what this thing's able to do. If it's just like, I'm here, I'm in my house, and I'm sitting on the toilet, that's fine. But if we find out later down the line that PlayStation streaming ambitions are just that, more ambitious, maybe they're thinking, hey, you take this on a train ride to work or whatever have you. Maybe that makes sense, but 3 to 4 does seem still slim.
Yeah, no, I agree. Also, real quick, it makes sense to say it here. I know last week we said we'd give you our interview with Ben.
Oh,
Who plays
yes.
Clive in Final Fantasy 16. Some things have popped up. Nothing bad. Interview is great. It would just be a few weeks before you hear it. So apologies. We really, really want you guys to hear it.
Yeah.
But there are some things that we just need to hold off for. That's it.
Yep. Also, I should have mentioned that I knew there was something I was forgetting at the beginning of the show. We'll put that out on Twitter. But yeah, someone in an overcoat just went like, "You'll release it when it's good and ready." I'm like, "It's good and ready now." They're like,
all the stuff I was
wait.
going through, there was a laser pointed in my forehead from somewhere.
That's right. There are 3 trained snipers.
Exactly. One of them being Bradley Cooper. Strubles and Bits writes in, "Hey guys, question for the Sony Pony Express. So tomorrow, I'm sorry. Yeehaw. So tomorrow's my birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Strubles.
Happy birthday, Stroops.
Nothing too exciting, just a middle-aged man getting more middle-aged. But I wanted to ask, you're having a birthday party and can invite 5 PlayStation characters and an additional character to pop out of the cake. Who are you inviting to have the most memorable PlayStation
sturdy son of a bitch.
Party?
I was thinking the same thing, and then he said it.
Love you guys. Thanks for always making my work week much better. Thank you, Strubles. I laughed because how are you not saying Idris Elba popping out of the cake from Cyberpunk?
Right? Yeah.
All right, so
now,
5 PlayStation
honest.
characters that are coming to the birthday party.
Yeah. Spider-Man.
Which
Technically
one?
PlayStation character.
Which one?
Peter. We're taking Peter.
Oh, not Miles. Interesting.
Not Miles.
Okay.
We're taking Peter because you usually have like a superhero at like a kid's birthday. I think it would be hilarious.
You're hiring Miles to be, or Peter to be the entertainment.
And like exactly. Whoa. And you're telling your wife like, this is the real Spider-Man. She's like, sure it is. Sure it is, Stroobs. Sure. You know what I mean? They're just not taking you serious.
So one of your guests you've paid to be there.
Yeah, why not?
All right, cool.
Or maybe it's not even you paid, like they're invited, but like again, your family doesn't believe that you didn't pay it. Like that's just some dude. You know, that's a Times Square Spider-Man.
Oh, don't ever talk to those Spider-Men.
Nope.
Never, ever.
They don't got webs, but they do have cocaine.
They have stains that you don't know what they are.
You don't know. You don't know. Oh God. Who else would be well, who's popping out of that cake is Cloud. Come on, let's be honest.
Okay.
Let's be progressive and let's get a little weird, you know.
Okay. In the
Cloud,
dress?
the honeybee, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
The honeybee in Cloud.
All right.
It gets me confused when I look at him.
That's fair.
Not confused. I know exactly what I do to that Cloud. Let's be honest, I'm not confused. I've never been more sure in my life.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. We gotta cut this part out. No, we're not.
No, we're live, Joe. What are you talking about cutting it out?
All right. God damn. Let's see. What other PlayStation characters?
I've got a couple.
Oh, dude. Can I get one more? Just one more.
Yeah, go.
Parappa the Rapper.
Okay, you need 5, so you need at least one more.
He's doing like awesome like fucking karaoke, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, what's your guess?
First one off the bat, I was thinking someone from Horizon. Didn't want to go Aloy. Not that I wouldn't love Aloy being there. I think she would be too serious for a birthday party.
Yeah, she's got other places to be. So, it's kind of rude.
So I'm going Erend.
Erend would be so much fun.
Would be so much fun at the party for
you
sure.
Your face immediately.
Exactly, it's gonna be a good time. On that note, I think I would love to have. I'm blanking on his name from Ghost of Tsushima.
Jin?
No, not Jin. One of the side characters, like the monk with the staff.
Oh yeah, the archer guy. Yeah.
Yeah, that dude. I forgot his name.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's 2. Yeah. I would love to invite. I'm gonna invite Aerith.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'll invite her. You gotta invite the crush to the party.
True.
You have to.
Oh,
Those are
true.
rules. That's 3. I will invite. I need 2
While you
more.
think, can I get my 2?
Oh, oh my God.
I got it right here, Kyle. I'm
Ratchet.
loaded up. Okay, Ratchet and Clank, make it
They're a
easy for you.
combo. They're a combo.
Yeah. I'm gonna do Sweet Tooth.
Is he the dessert? Is he the ice cream?
Yep, he has the ice cream outside, and like people are like, "Who is this
That's
shady
what we
guy that
did
you
for
hired?"
my oldest niece for her birthday a few weeks ago. We got an ice
You
cream truck to
hired
show up.
you hired Sweet Tooth.
No, not a murderous clown. Absolutely not.
And then last but not leastly, who's gonna be my last guess? It's gonna
There's a lot
be
of serious PlayStation characters that I don't want at a birthday party.
exactly right. Like Kratos is gonna be such a bummer. Kyle, they're a pair. We're bringing Brock and Sindri.
Oh yeah.
We're bringing Brock and Sindri. That's gonna be so much fun.
Better
dude.
yet, Brock is coming out of my cake for the comedy.
Howdy there, mo.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, Kyle. Well, that's been the Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast. I want to shout out Sonny, who gave us a $5 super chat and said, "Joe, stop saying I don't contribute. I support you mentally every day."
That's what I was laughing at earlier.
Oh, love you, Sonny. Love you. Get better soon, my friend. With that, everybody, Kyle.
Yeah.
Is there anything you'd like to spotlight before we get on out of here?
Myself, Mr. K-Step, on Twitter and pretty much everywhere. If you're listening to this on June 1st, the day it goes live, it is 6-1 day. We're making our anniversaries June 1st because it's 6-1. It makes sense. Took us 3 years to figure that out. Some announcements that I don't want to spoil here because we're live and that'd be cheating. So go check out our Twitter and socials and all that kind of stuff. And just thanks everyone in the live chat. I had a really, really shitty day today. And this raised my spirits big time. And I'm trying not to cry, but it's been a rough day. Take care of your mental health. I love you all so very much. And yeah, that's it.
Yeah, seriously, same. I talked to you before the show. I'm like, I'm aggravated for no reason. I don't know why. I have no reason. Like you've legitimately, I think, had one of the roughest weeks I've seen anyone go through.
It's been bad.
I'm laughing just because it's true. Like it's
yeah.
So yeah, much love to you and the fam, and thank you for being here. Seriously, because if anybody needed a week off this week, it was you. For 2 weeks in a row, it would be you. And you come on by anyway. Thank you so
Next
much.
time I'm not here, I'm probably not coming back, Joe.
Oh no, that sounded like a threat.
No, yeah, nothing like nothing harmful. I'm just saying, I'm tired of being yelled at for the last time.
What do you mean? You're yelling at me.
Listen,
You're hooting and hollering.
The slideshow? Are you kidding me?
All right, fair enough.
How dare you?
Guys, you can follow me over at Mr. Badbit on Twitter. You can follow the Trophy Room over at PS Trophy Room on Twitter. Again, this is your last week. Hit us with those hit us with those 5-star reviews over on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And just a heads up, Apple just took away some reviews. So if you've given us a 5-star review in the last week, just double check that they're there, because Apple, this is what happens when they get an influx of reviews. They're like, these have to be bots, and they get rid of some. I have no idea why. They're dumb. That being said, make sure Diablo 4 giveaway, we announce the winner next week. And with all that said, with all that out of the way, everybody, we'll see you on June 8th as we react live to the Summer Games Fest. And with all that said, and with all that out of the way, everybody keep your wits about you, keep hunting, and keep playing PlayStation.
Love ya. We're off.